Everyone. Today we are going to study about poles and zeros of transfer function. So first we will see definition of poles and zeros, then representation of poles and zeros in S-plane, and then we will see the example how to find out the poles and zeros from given transfer function. So first system poles and zeros. Now first we will see the function in its polynomial form can be represented by f0 s raised to n plus f1 s raised to n minus 1 plus f2 s raised to n minus 2 plus f3 s raised to n minus 3 up to s raised f n minus 1 s raised to 1 plus f n. So this is the function in its polynomial form representation. Then similarly, transfer function of a control system in the complex variable s is equals to sigma plus j omega can be represented by. Now what is transfer function? So transfer function is the ratio of Laplace transformation of output signal to the Laplace transformation of input signal. This is the definition of transfer function. Uh, Now it is represented by g of s, which is equals to c of s upon r of s. So it will be equals to c naught s raised to n plus c1 s raised to n minus 1 plus c2 s raised to n minus 2 plus c3 s raised to n minus 3 up to Cn minus 1 s raised to 1 plus C naught Cn divided by R naught s raised to m plus R1 s raised to m minus 1 plus R2 s raised to m minus 2 plus R3 s raised to m minus 3 plus up to R m minus 1 s raised to 1 plus R m. So this is the transfer function of control system in complex variable s is equals to sigma plus j omega. And this c of s is representing Laplace output and Laplace transformation of output signal, and r of s representing Laplace transformation of input signal. The transfer function in the term of polynomial factor, that is numerator and denominator, is represented by g of s or h of s. Now transfer function is represented by g of s or h of s, and it will become numerator, that is n of s divided by denominator d of s, which is equals to k times s minus z1 into s minus z2 into s minus z3 into s minus z4 up to s minus zn divided by s minus p1 s minus into s minus p2 s minus p1 into s minus p2 into s minus p3 into s minus p4 up to s minus pn, where k is nothing but gain factor of the transfer function. So here k is representing gain factor of transfer function. Here z1, z2, z3 up to zn are roots of the numerator polynomial. If now these are the roots of numerator. Now if substitute s is equals to z1 or s is equals to z2 or s is equals to zn, that means the value of z1, z2, z3, z4 are equals to s, then this the whole term will become, after substituting this, s is equals to z1, s is equals to z2, s is equals to z3. Suppose the value of here z is 1 and s is 1, so 1 minus 1 will be 0. Then again s is 1, z2 is 1, 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, so this whole term will become 0. Okay, so if the value of s is equals to z1 or the value of s is equals to z2 or the value of s is equals to zn, then the whole term will become 0. So for numerator is equals to 0, then h of s is equals to 0. If the numerator of any equation becomes 0, then the equation will become h of s or g of s will become 0. So for this particular condition, these roots are called as zeros of the transfer function. When numerator is 0, then the total transfer function will become 0, and these roots are called as zeros of transfer function. Next, in this equation, here P1, P2, P3 up to Pm are the roots of denominator of this polynomial equation. Then this P1, P2. Now again consider if S is equals to P1 or S is equals to P2 or S is equals to P3 or S is equals to Pm. Then this after substituting this in this particular equation, this denominator becomes 0. So for denominator is equals to 0, then h of s becomes infinite. Okay, anything divided by 0 will become infinite, so it is h of s will be infinity. So for this particular condition, d of s is equals to, when denominator is 0, then h of s become infinity. So these roots are called as poles of transfer function. So when the numerator is 0, h of s becomes 0, and these roots are called as zeros. And when denominator is 0, h of s becomes infinite, and these roots are called as poles of transfer function. So how to represent these poles and zeros in S-plane? So zeros are represented by dot sign in the S-plane. Okay, so this dot representing zeros in the S-plane, and poles are represented by the cross sign in the x-plane. So here see this, we will see the pole representation. This is the S-plane, real axis and imaginary axis. So how to represent poles? So poles are represented by cross lines. So these are the poles representation in S plane. So this cross sign is showing the poles. Zeros are representing by dots. So these dots are representing zeros of the transfer function. We will see one example. Here h of s is given by 2s plus 1 whole divided by s square plus 5s plus 6. So this is one transfer function. We have to find out the poles and zeros, and we have to represent it in the s plane. For zeros, we know that numerator should be 0. So what is the numerator of my h of s? So this is my numerator 2s plus 1. So substitute this is equals to 0. 2s plus 1 is equals to 0. So it will become 2s equals to minus 1, or s is equals to minus 1 by 2. So this is the 0. Then for poles, we know that denominator should be equals to 0. So this is denominator of the equation s square plus 5s plus 6. So substitute this term equals to 0. So s square plus 5s plus 6 is equals to 0. Now take the roots of this equation, find out the roots of this equation. So this is 6, 3 into 2 is 5, 3 into 2 is 6, plus 3 plus 2 equals to 5. So this will be the equation, roots s plus 3, s plus 2 is equals to 0. Then it will become s plus 3 is equals to 0, or s plus 2 is equals to 0. Then s will become minus 3, or s is equals to minus 2. So these are the zeros and poles of this particular transfer function, given transfer function or equation. S is equals to minus half, and poles are s is equals to minus 3 or s minus 2. Now the system has a single real zero at s is equals to minus half. This is a single real zero, and there are two real poles at s is equals to minus 3 and s is equals to minus 2. Now we have to represent this zeros and poles in S-plane. So we know that zeros are representing by dots and poles are representing by cross lines. So first represent 0, that is minus half. So here a dot is representing 0 at minus half, and there are two real poles minus 2 and minus 3, which are representing by cross sign. So these are the poles and zero representation in S plane. So the transfer function h of s is equals to 2s plus 1 divided by s square plus 5s plus 6 are representing like this in s plane. The poles and zeros of this particular equation are representing like this in s plane. Next example, h of s is equals to s minus 1, s plus 5, s plus 6 divided by s into s plus 1 into s plus 6 into s plus 8 into s plus 1 minus j2 into s plus 1 plus j2. Now for zeros, we know that numerator is equals to 0. So this is the numerator. Substitute this equals to 0 to find out the zeros. S minus 1 into s plus 5 into s plus 6 is equals to 0. So it will become s minus 1 is equals to 0, s plus 5 is equals to 0, or s plus 6 is equals to 0. Now it will become s is equals to 1, s is equals to minus 5, and s is equals to minus 6. For poles, we know that denominator is equals to 0. To substitute this denominator is equals to 0, so it will become s plus 1, s plus 6, s plus 8, s plus 1 minus j2, s plus 1 plus j2 is equals to 0. So it will become s is equals to 0, s plus 1 is equals to 0, then s plus 1 is equals to 0, then s plus 6 is equals to 0, then s plus 8 is equals to 0, then next term s plus 1 minus j2 is equals to 0, and then last term s plus 1 plus j2 is equals to 0. Now solve this. So it will become s is equals to 0, s is equals to minus 1, s is equals to minus 6, s is equals to minus 8, s is equals to minus 1, s is equals to this term will become minus, and this minus minus become plus. So plus j2, s is equals to this plus become minus 1 minus j2. So these are the zeros and these are the poles. Here there are 3 real zeros and 4 real poles and 2 imaginary poles are there. So here zeros are representing by dots, poles are representing by cross marks. So these are the zeros at 1, minus 5 and minus 6, and the poles are at 0, minus 1, minus 6, minus 8. Poles at imaginary axis, that is minus 1 plus j2 and minus 1 minus j2. And j2, this is supposed 1, this is supposed 2, this is minus 1, here it is minus 1, here it is at minus 2. So here minus 1 and plus 2, so this is will be my one pole, and the next pole is minus 1 minus 2. So this is minus 1 and minus 2, so this is minus 1 minus 2. Just join this line, imaginary line. So this is the zeros and poles representation of the transfer function. Hope you have understood what is poles and zero of transfer function and how to find out uh, the poles and zeros of given transfer function and how to represent it in s plane.